Yes, what's going on? It's Eduardo Jackson, your boy, CEO, founder, creator of the great Cinema Draft game. It is Friday. It is a micropod, and it is my pleasure to reintroduce fam of the pod, the man himself. It's Jay Devlin. What's going on, Jay Devlin?
What up, son? It's good to be back. The resurgence is on. I'm diving back into Cinema Draft head first. Let's do this. I'm
Yes.
excited to see the call sheets. I have not looked. I texted you yesterday and I said that I think I have the nuts. Let's find out.
Okay. Bold statement. Well, let's find out. We're going straight to the feature presentation, and we're going to check out Jay Devlin's call sheet and see what exactly the best looking optimal call sheet is for this week. There it is. All right, Jay Devlin. So walk us through your strategy. I will freeze the screen share. There we go. So go ahead and tell us about your strategy. What's going on here?
It just felt like Brad's status when it goes up to, I think platform release has obviously shown that it's the most important release type in this game. If you can nail a platform and a platform does well, you're going to win a week. 453 screens, man. It's
Oh my God,
seven below.
that's a 7-pack. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Seven below the max. Anytime you can get almost 500 screens out of a platform, I don't care what movie it is. It can be National Treasure 11. I'll take it. It's just
Yes, and looks like looks according to our friends over at Box Office Profit. Well, actually, this is uh, the Thursday results. They believe that it's going to do about 1.4 million this week. Actually, they didn't even list it. Oh, this is interesting. So actually, that's right. I'd actually had to go to the numbers or Box Office Profit. I went someplace to find an estimate for it because I couldn't find it anywhere else. I think it was Box Office Profit, and they believe that it's going to do about 1.4 million. So once I saw that, that kind of helped solidify it in my mind a little bit as well. Where was it? Was Box Office Guru? Who does predictions anymore? He doesn't do predictions. Yeah, here it is. I think it's a Box Office Report. Box Office Report. There we go.
oh, it's a new one. I've never even
Yeah,
heard of that one.
off the beaten path.
Okay.
Yes, they believe Brad Stats will do 1.4 million, which would translate to about was it 453 screens.
Like 19 points.
Yeah, so that'd be about 19 points. It would translate to three about about just under 3,100 per screen. We were talking off camera yesterday about how if it does, I'm estimating it might do between 5 and 7,500 because last week, I mean, of course, in super limited release, last weekend it did 22,000 on 4 screens. Of course, it's New York and LA, and it's only on 4 screens. So I thought if it did even 5,000, it's definitely a sure shot. It's 5,000 per screen at 453 screens. It's 2.2 million. So that's pretty wise strategy, Jay Devlin.
Yeah, I like it. I'm curious how many other people stacked it the way I did. It just, like I said, it just seemed obvious. 453 screens. It did 22,000 last week. If you bump it down to about even 5,000 a screen, it's a no-brainer when you're
Oh,
getting
absolutely.
huge points out of something like that. So let's see what you did. What were you up to?
Although I've still, I mean, I've gotten per screen averages wrong before. I still decided to go with the quote unquote experts. So I kind of shaded it towards, okay, I'm thinking this is going to do 1.4 million, which at 1 point per 100,000 in platform release would be about 14 points, or in headliner status, that'd be about just under a shade under 20 points. So I went and it took me a while to come with this strategy because I worked my way up. Once again, started in the $10 background talent, worked my way up to the $125 feature presentation. This is kind of what I landed on. Kingsman and I saw Kingsman last night, and
Okay.
quick
How was it?
quick side review that it's got a lot of the same outrageous action as the first one, but it is easily 20 minutes too long, and it just feels a little off. I enjoyed it. Like, I had fun. It's great to see in a D-box theater with the seat moving to and fro, but it just felt a little off. It wasn't, I think I'd give it 2 reels, 2 out of 4. So, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. I think it's definitely more enjoyable if you see it either on a really big screen or in a seat that moves like D-box. But so
I'm
considering,
losing you. Where are
go
you at,
ahead.
brother?
No, go ahead.
There you no, you were going in and out right there.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
excited to
sorry.
see Kingsman. Absolutely loved the first one. Anybody who
Yes, so
didn't
did
love
I.
the first one, is absolutely crazy. I think I have not seen it yet, but I think they probably went over the top a little bit on the
Little
second
bit,
one.
little bit, but I mean, the first one was pretty over the top too. I mean, a lot of stuff just kind of, I mean, like all the, I really dig the acrobatic, action stuff because you see like Eggsy doing all this weird like twisting around someone's body and shooting someone in one motion. All that shit that requires like a lot of wire work and really physically isn't impossible. Isn't possible. I like that shit. I dig that shit. So but it is. You'll love all that stuff. It's just you'll see what I mean when I say it feels like it's 20 minutes too long. And Julianne Moore is really kooky. I feel like she's having fun, but her character's kind of all over the place. So I don't know. It's you don't go to these things for the character, really. I get that, but it's just it's interesting. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a great movie. The first one I thought was great. It was like legit fun, and really really out there. So I don't know. I enjoyed this. It's just not as much as I thought I would.
I don't like when you pack too many stars into something.
Mm.
It's not really like, like Ocean's 11, I get it. When you come at the outset, it's like, all right, this is what we're doing. We're doing 11 stars. The first one was just like Colin Firth was the big star.
Right.
And now all of a sudden we have a second movie already. And now there's like Halle Berry, Channing Tatum,
Yep.
Jeff
Yeah.
Bridges. Now you're just like throwing it in my face. I'm excited to see it. Looking forward to it. I do not think it does what people think it's going to do this week.
And actually that's a bold call, but it might be a right call. I'd be interested to see what the cinema scores are after this weekend. I'm feeling like it's going to be like a B plus-ish, and that might actually tamp down the results by 5 or 7 million. And if that's the case, then I might be screwed. But I went the other way though, because I figured, especially based off of the box office pro projection of 41.5 million. And let's see, if we back it up with the box office profit, they see an even bigger gap between the Lego movie and Kingsman. But honestly, to be honest with you, this gap doesn't even feel real, but it feels too wide. And this site has gotten it really wrong before, so actually I should have taken that into account. But considering that Kingsman by any account is going to be the #1 movie this weekend, I figured I would just double down on the headliners, which is pretty much all I could afford with a viable call sheet. I went with a 5-pack of Brad Status because even at 1.4 million or 14 points per actor, 19.6 for headliners, I still figured that I'd get a pretty good chunk of that scoring right there. And then I just kind of had to fill in the blanks. Battle of the Sexes is going to do better than we think it's going to do. I think on 21 screens, I think it's going to do at least 600,000.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, what's the screen average for that?
Well, it's new, so we don't know. Oh, you mean for 600,000?
Yeah.
At 600,000, it's like, what's that, like 30? Let's see, 6,000, it's like 30,000 a screen. No, 28,000 a screen. But when you consider that Brad's freaking Status did 22,000, and it's just got Ben Stiller in New York and LA.
I gotta ask though, like I'm a tennis guy, I'm a sports guy, I have a sports radio show, I do sports for Facebook. Why do you think a niche tennis movie about something that happened in the 70s is going to resonate with people?
Well, okay, well that's a fair question, and I think it's two things. One, it's the star power of Emma Stone and Steve Carell. People love them. People love them together. Crazy Stupid Love, and then also the fact that we're in a moment where people are feeling themselves. It's historical fiction, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of think pieces relating to the timeliness of the movie to today's times and empowering people and all sort of stuff. So I think it'd be interesting. And also it's an interesting story. And the way they've marketed that thing has been pretty smart, because it's actually, they really show very little about the event. It's all about the marketing and the hype leading up to that event. And I think that's something a lot of people can buy into. I know I'm interested in all that stuff, like how I guess Riggs is like this big time alcoholic, and it's just like it's relentless self-promoter. And we see a lot of self-promotion these days, especially in the age of social media.
No, that's fair, and I'm totally stoked to see it because, like I said, I'm a tennis guy. I'm old too. So I'm old. I remember Bobby Riggs. I remember Billie Jean King. But I don't know. I'm just curious to see how that resonates in like a general public, maybe the flyover states. Why do people in Kansas or Iowa or...
Well, that's just it. It's only on 21 screens, so it's not going to be in the flyover states. I don't think it's in Vegas. It's on 20 screens, which means they could do 20 screens in LA alone. I mean, it's probably split between LA, New York, and I think like maybe Chicago and a few metro centers. So, and that's actually really smart, because even though you usually see movies like this opening, actually, let me bring up the IMDb on it while we're talking about it real quick. What's really smart about this is that is that while they usually open like on 6 screens just in New York and LA, this is kind of cool that they're doing it in a few other different cities, only because if it gets a really high per screen average, that in itself will get like a lot of attention. Like, oh, look how much it made on just these screens, and it might actually help its chances when they roll it out wider to the quote unquote flyover states. No offense, Nebraska, Kansas, North Dakota, whatever. And historical fiction's really well cast. Look at Natalie Morales, love her. Emma Stone. Look at these 70s styles. Oh my God, looks like Draft Bomb's shag rug in the upstairs attic. It's great. So I'm intrigued. Like I said, well cast. It's historical fiction. I'm a sucker for that. An event that people somewhat know about. The millennials probably don't know about. So
they do not know about this. This is nobody knows about this. Come on. I mean, this is right in our wheelhouse. We're in our 40s. We remember it. But here's the other point. Like sports and movies. Yes. I'm dying to see Emma Stone swing a fucking tennis racket.
Oh, yeah, that might be dicey.
Like, how are they going to do this? Like, tennis is a very important part of this movie, and they're playing tennis with like T2000s. They're not playing with like new rackets with new technology. So these stars who don't play tennis have to then film tennis scenes with archaic equipment. I don't know how this is going to look good. I just don't know. I'm excited to see it, but
well, when you put it like that, now I wish I could go back in time and redo my damn call sheet. I mean, look at it. Look at these stills. I'm intrigued. I'm actually more excited because this is super 70s. This is super duper 70s. It hadn't really clicked in my head like how 70s this movie was going to look. This looks really, really old school. Yeah, look at these rackets. Is that a wooden racket? Oh my God. Do they even still make Wilson rackets? I don't even know. Do they make Wilson rackets?
They do, but like they don't make them that look like that. Is the point. I mean, it's just going to be interesting. I've always said it. I've said this for years. I would love to see a billionaire, like maybe whoever's like Bill Gates, fund a tournament in the world for like $500 million the first place. All the pros have to play with wood rackets. It would be the best tournament. It would be better than Wimbledon, better than the U.S. Open. And these are the pros. This is Roger Federer. This is Rafael Nadal, not Steve Carell and Emma Stone.
So no more 100-mile-an-hour serves, huh?
No, but I just don't know how this is going to be good, like sports-wise, because every sports movie is judged on what? How the sports looks on screen.
Pretty much, or at the very least, if the sports look bad on screen, it can take you out of the movie, which is which you never really want.
Okay, well, hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I hope you're right. I hope it's a great movie.
Well, besides, winning and denying some of the $25 actually the $50 bonus this week for Call Sheet of the Week, I'm a little more concerned because I didn't take into account all that. I really went off the strength of the marketing and the Stone Carell connection. But you might be right. I might be right. It'll be an interesting, semi-unpredictable weekend to see. So let's take a look at a few other call sheets.
Let's see what the pros did.
Yeah, all right. So who do you want to see?
Ring balls. Let's see what ring balls did.
Ring balls. Okay, so all right. So yeah, break down this call sheet for us.
He battle of sexed it up a little bit. All right. Yeah, this is fine. This seems like the status quo to me, though. This seems very safe.
Yeah, I was going to say safe. Yes.
Yeah, it was just really safe. Like he took a bunch of stars, and then like only 5 Brad statuses. When Brad status does like 2.2 million this week, you're all going to be like, wow, I cannot believe 453 screens. I did not stack this movie. That's all I got to say.
It's a lot of screens. And also there must be a lot of middle-aged angst out there, which is the only people who I think are going to go see this movie this weekend.
Yeah, agree. Agree.
Oh, okay, let's see. Who else? Let's look at the pros. Take a look at Michael Vellante, former theater executive. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah. All right, 5-pack of Brad status, Kings. Okay, so I'm seeing a theme. People are mind-hiving my mind. Except Stronger, which is interesting. I mean, you had to punt somewhere, I guess. Limited release. I'm not sure. I'd start doing the numbers, and it's only at 574 screens. 500. Where is it? It's only on 500 and where is it? What am I looking at? Stronger. Where'd it go? No, there it is. Stronger. 574 screens, which is it's a bit of a tweener. It's just too big to be platform, too small to be limited. I'm not sure it's going to do what we think it's going to do. I tried to crunch numbers all kinds of ways, and I didn't come up with anything that found it particularly appealing. It's not even on any of the the week. Well, here it is. 2 million is the estimate on box office profits, which is 4 points. That's not bad. Replacement value this week, I think, is still going to be somewhere around 6 points, especially if you're rostering anyone from Battle of the Sexes. So this might come up short. It might perform. We'll see. But with a non-headliner, you're probably only looking at 4 points at best at 2 million, which is 1 point per 500,000 in box office and limited release. But yeah, this is a solid call sheet. You'll probably get a top 5 or a solid cash. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is a safe call sheet. It's a pros. This is a pros call sheet. You know, it's got the top movie of the week. It's got enough Brad status. It's got some Logan Lucky. It's got, you know, it's just safe. It might win, but it's not gambling enough for me. Gambling to me is going all in on Brad status. Winning the feature presentation by like 15 points is what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to win by 1 point.
The gauntlet is laid out.
I'm trying to like just lay people out and just run away with it.
Speaking of safe, let's take a quick look at Excellent. He just a consistent casher. He's just a machine. Although his record 19-week cinema draft cash streak is over, he went right back at it last week. Let's see what he's got this week. Headliner stack of Kingsman, The Golden Circle, 3 girls trips and Platform, which
this cannot win. This cannot win.
All right, why can't it win, Jay Devlin?
I get he's got the 3 like the big dogs. Not enough zero Brad status. Seriously?
That could hurt him. That's definitely going to hurt him.
How do you avoid a movie in Platform that has 453 screens? Bad strategy. Terrible strategy. This is like maybe a top 37 call sheet.
Out of 18 players. I love it. I love it. Bold takes. We love having you in the house, Jay Devlin. Let's take a look at 2 more. Let's do the draft mom real quick. And I'll hand her over to you because you love her. You'll treat her with cake.
Best call sheet of the week. It hasn't even popped up yet. Best call sheet of the week. This thing is perfect. It's the nuts, the stuff, like the perfect lineup on DraftKings. That's what this is.
For those listening to the podcast, she has headliners from Kings. Actually, she has 8 out of 10 actors or headliners. She's got headliners from Kingsman, the Lego Ninjago movie, and then she kind of goes a little off the mat. She has a 3-pack of Brad status, which is nice. She's been listening. Thanks for listening, Mom. But Wind River, not bad. Viceroy's House, good surprise, but not. I don't know. And then three Victoria and Abdul. She's clearly punting at this point. But even with your punts on a week like this, where there's such a defined strategy, you kind of have to be fairly strategic. Victoria and Abdul are only on 4 screens. It's not going to give you what you want, Mom. So, but you know, like Jay Devlin said, perfect call sheet. We love you. We love it.
I love it. Perfect.
And who should be the last one? I'll give you the last pick.
Let's do a little Cornell West Side.
Yes, the working black writer who fresh off of producing his episode for Dynasty.
This is not a great call sheet.
Okay, so the Lego Ninjago movie headliner stack, It headliner, Annabelle creation headliner. This is going south pretty quick. Beach rats.
Word to the wise. Word to the wise. Never have 5 limited releases on your call sheet. Just like rule number 1. Like never have 5 limited releases. You can't win. It's terrible.
This is not the week not the weekend for limited releases. It is not. Occasionally we'll get a high performing limited release, but not too often. No.
Cornell West Side, much love. Shout out to you, homeboy. This is awful. It is not a great call sheet.
All right, WBW, Kevin Garnett. You will have to try better next time. And then I'll do one off the board. Kiana, friend of the pod, one of our highest performing viewers our guests on the pod. She had Kingsman, Lego Ninjago triple, or a headliner stack. King's Choice Beach Rats. Yeah, not too much King's Choice. Mother is not going to give you what you want, especially at that price. Emoji Movie, but valiant effort, Kiana. Hope you would cash this week. Fortunately, does not look like the case. But we love all of you guys. You guys are all great players. We love having you play the game, tell all your friends, all that good stuff. And yeah, parting shots, Jay Devlin. Parting thoughts, Jay Devlin.
I mean, I'm excited to be back in Cinema Draft. We're back out of like the doldrums of like the worst summer movie extravaganza.
It was the worst August of the last decade.
The history of movies. Yes.
It was bad.
So now we're back. It's September. October's around the corner. We got some blockbusters on the horizon. We're starting with the Kingsman this week. I'm excited to see it.
American made next week. Can't
American
wait.
made. I'm ready to go on cruise control. As much cruise as I can get. Let's do it, man. It's gonna be a good like fall and winter into Cinema Draft. Let's knock it out of the park.
I got my movie pass. Can't wait. I'm very excited. I already tried it out. Works like a charm. Let's do it.
I went and saw Logan Lucky 2 days ago.
Yeah. Give us your thoughts on that. What do you think about that? I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fantastic.
So underrated. So underrated.
So underrated. So well acted. Just like an enjoyable movie experience. And I don't have the movie pass though. So after the $15 ticket, my chicken fingers and fries, and my large Coke, like I'm $40 deep, but it was worth every penny. Loved it.
I highly recommend Movie Pass. It's only $10 a month. They do pay for all non-special tickets, so you can't do like IMAX or 3D or sadly my D-Box. But any regular, full price ticket, they will pay for it. You just have to show up 30 minutes within 30 minutes of the time. Check in on your app, and then you go swipe their card. It's like a MasterCard debit card, and it totally works. It's great.
I'm going to get it. I'm stoked. Like I said, I'm ready to dive into the movies again. Cinema Draft about to take off. You're about to take off. We're going to say we knew you when. Ed, thanks for having me on.
Too kind. And plug your ish. Yes, what you got going on over there with Mostly Sports?
Hey, Mostly Sports every Monday, iHeartRadio, Facebook Live, UBN Radio, the radio show, and then we're about to hit the road, Mike and I, and do 10 weeks of high school football around the country.
Yes.
We'll be working for Facebook Live, so it'll be exclusive on Facebook Live. Sports, probably about 1 million views a week for this high school football we'll be doing. So,
whoa, now we can say we knew you when, Jay Devlin.
Hey, bro, we're on this together, man. It's a family. It's a hive mind. We're doing this grind together. So,
I love it. When you come to Vegas, when are you going to come see Bishop Gorman? They're big time.
So Bishop Gorman, we got moved over. We're going to October 13th. We'll be in Vegas for Bishop Gorman, but in the meantime, we'll be in Florida, Texas, Utah, Southern California, Northern California, Philadelphia. We'll be all over the country, man, having a great time. And maybe I'll rock my Cinema Draft headband for the 1 million people watching.
There you go. That's excellent. Also, guys, tune in to listen to them call sports because they get loose up in there. I can only imagine with football the faster pace, but with their baseball stories, when they would do the area code games, they let loose some really interesting stuff. So definitely check them out on Facebook Live. We made you. Hashtag we made it.
We made it, dog. We coming up.
Yes, on the come. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Go to cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co nope, we're not taking calls right now. To cinemadraft.co to sign up your friends and family. Make sure you spread the word. Follow us on all of our social media. You can also follow us on our homepage. Subscribe, like, comment on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever you get your fine podcasts. And Movie Pass or not, all together now. Why don't you go see a movie or something?